off so I don't look like...
I can't stop looking at your breasts. They're just so voluptuous and gorgeous looking today.
Thank you.
So nice.
That's so nice. I feel like this is quite a flattering... because it's cinched here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I want to
I
have
think I was going to return it.
I want to have my breasts out also.
Welcome back to Knobs Pod. It's December.
Mm-hmm.
The year is almost over.
That's scary.
It's really, really scary.
But it means we've got 4 more episodes to the end of the year.
I think so. Yeah. And Laura had a really fun idea of doing like a nail order wrapped, and I think that's going to be my favourite episode of the year.
Yeah, we need to get thinking about things to say on that episode.
I already have so many.
I have some things on my list, but I know that there's definitely more I'm forgetting. So
yeah. So today's episode, we decided that we were going to talk about things that we've learned in business, like from other jobs that we've had, so past experiences and kind of like what we've learned from it. Because you can learn things from like any workplace, and those skills can like carry on with you into anything you do. So I think that was kind of the premise, right?
yeah, like good things and bad things as well. Like lessons learned
Like,
is kind of the vibes.
I wrote so much.
I have semi-legible handwriting today.
I love it.
I've actually got like a little, what do you call these? Like the little dotted
I
notebooks.
love those. And then you can do the squares.
So I find that it makes my handwriting smaller, which makes it neater rather than the lines. So for anyone that struggles with terrible handwriting, highly recommend a dotted notebook rather than a lined one.
I used to do that when I was in high school and like get my ruler and like do like the graphs and the fancy lettering, and they had a special word for that kind
Sounds
of book.
like you actually worked in high school.
Yeah. Did you not?
Not really.
You better work. Anyway, let's get into the episode. So,
okay, so wait, how many different jobs have you made notes about?
I didn't write about like one specific job. I just pulled things that I thought, okay, from this job and okay from this job.
Okay,
but
interesting.
Have you like listed your jobs specifically?
Yes.
Okay, well,
like
you talk us
that
through your own
stand out.
jobs, and then I'll talk you through mine.
Well, let's do like one each.
Okay.
So my first one, I won't say the name of the place that I worked in, but I'll describe the kind of job that it was.
Okay.
So my first ever job was, as soon as I got my national insurance number, 16 years old, I got a job in a chicken shop. I'm not going to say what chicken shop it is, but you can probably guess what chicken shop it is. And actually, thinking back to that experience, I really loved that job. Okay, yeah, there was parts of it that were really stressful. If anyone's worked in fast food, you know what it's like. The job itself is shit, but if you've got a good team around you with like co-workers that you get on with well, it actually is a great sort of first job for character building, I would say. And that taught me a lot. It taught me a lot more about customer service.
100%.
Yeah, customer service is like a big one, isn't it?
It's a very customer-facing job, though. So your customer service it has to be on point.
Yeah, and that's like your first ever experience as a kid. Basically, when you're 16, you're still a kid. You're learning about customers and other people and what other people are like, and you're coming out your shell a bit more. I was very, very shy at that age, so it taught me a lot of confidence, character building skills. But I also look back and I remember being like a bratty little bitch to customers because they would wind me up so much.
Oh no.
That I just wouldn't accept it. And because that's the way I was raised. Rafi raised me. Like, don't take shit from anyone. But
no way. I couldn't imagine you being like sassy and
yeah, I was sassy.
oh no.
Like for example, when the 5p bag thing came out, like customers
okay.
would
Fair.
they'd order like £100 orders of food.
I don't want a bag.
Oh yeah, I don't want a bag. 5p for a bag.
You're
I'm
like
I don't make the f***ing rolls, mate.
Chicken sandwich.
So I would do that. I'd be like, okay, here you go. 1 bag of chips. 2 bag of chips. Are you sure you don't want a bag? Like I would be a really sassy bitch about it.
See,
however,
the chippy, that's still a problem, but you need to learn to like pick your battles. So I just give them the free bag. Please don't come for us, Mr. Taxman.
Yeah, that's the thing. You learn to kill them with kindness because actually what that kind of stuff teaches you is that being ratty back to someone who's ratty at you is only going to escalate the situation. You can de-escalate the situation by being really kind back to them because it makes them think, well, they can't like If you're down here and they're up here, and then you meet them up here, they're only going to go away up here again.
That's
So
true.
if you stay down here, they can only de-escalate. And that's kind of what that job taught me. And like in terms of customer service, I would say.
That's so true about it, like bringing it back down a peg though.
If you just maintain like a low voice and you're very calm and like relaxed and focused when you speak to somebody that's shouting at you, they can't really escalate higher because then they're going to be like, okay, now I'm the idiot.
Yeah, you have to like instantly self-reflect, like,
Yeah. And if someone does go like way up and start screaming and shouting, then it just comes to a point where you can just walk away from the situation because at the end of the day, you're not there to be harassed and bullied. So,
and you don't want to walk away from the whole thing thinking, I can't believe I've let that person ruin my mood like that. Because what's the point?
Yeah,
you're
just laugh at them.
You're going to be stuck there for the rest of the day. They're driving off.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, kill them with kindness. That was the first lesson I learned there. But also in that job as well, I learned the importance of upselling. So for that business, they were very target focused. So if you've ever had a job in sales or anything like that, you'll know the importance of targets and upselling. Oftentimes to make bonus, but oftentimes not. In that job, it wasn't to make bonus. That was just a requirement of the job was to upsell. So it was, do you want 2 hot wings for an extra 99p with every order, or you'd asked to add on like extra things, and that really.
Do you feel like when you had that job, did you think that it scared the living life out of you to ever ask someone like, do you want? I just realised that you've probably given away the chain.
Oh yeah, beat that.
But do you not feel like it's
It was terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For no reason.
For no reason. I could do that no problem now because of all the life experience I've had. But at 16, I was like, do you want 2 hot wings for 99p? I don't know why. I think it was the fear of like pressuring people to buy things they didn't want to buy. But the more you're in sales, the longer you work for businesses like that, you kind of get over it. And you learn to understand that what's the worst that can happen? Someone says no.
Yeah.
That's it. They're not going to go, why are you asking me if I want 2 hot wings? And if someone does, then that's where you just de-escalate.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my first ever life lesson in business.
Mine's are not really like quite the same as you laid it out, but we're coming into the future for me, not my first job, but actually my last job that I had where I was a manager. And I wrote, never assume anything or that anyone knows everything. Teach as you want to be taught. Respect is earned and people make mistakes. Just because I feel like once you've done something for a really long time, you are so used to it that you've become a master of it, basically. And then when someone new comes in and they don't get it straight away, you're kind of just like, why are you not getting this? But then you forget where you started. And
is this in terms of like you training new staff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was really, really like that in the chippy because people used to come in and be like, why are they not getting this? Like, it's so easy. I mean, it is easy. Like, at the end of the day, it's just like working at a till and like being customer facing. But you forget that a lot of the people that start are young people, first job. Some kids, like, they've never picked up a brush in their life, and you ask them to brush and they're brushing backwards or using the wrong end of the brush, and you're like, what is going on here? But they've never done it.
That was when, in that first job, that was when I learned how to use a brush because I would be put on lobby duty and I learned a lot of cleaning skills there. So I think a lot of managers like yourself don't know that they're teaching these kids these things for the first time. Maybe their parents haven't taught them that.
So it is something that you do need to start becoming more aware of because not everyone understands these things straight away. Also, you think that you're explaining something like very clearly, but you're not. Because you've not made it really, like, you really need to make it as simple as possible to understand, as if they'd never interacted with any of those things before. So for instance, like, if you have someone coming in and they're walking around a fryer, they've never probably seen one before. So even actually breaking down, like, this is what this is and this is how it works, and they don't need to know any of that stuff, but it does actually help them understand how things work a bit better. Mm-hmm. And those are things that I learned over time, but especially when I went away actually to work in a different chippy, like over the summer. It was like to help out with something else. And I just was like, I don't know how to do anything here. I feel like so bad at my job. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. But it was simply because I was in a new environment. I didn't know how anything worked. I didn't know like what like the schedule was or like what people prefer to do. And that kind of taught me, well, you can't just expect that everyone just knows how to do things. Like, you really need to just explain everything along the way.
What does assuming do?
Makes an ass out of you and me. I
It
always
does.
say that. You just need to be, I don't know, you don't need to dumb things down, but you need to.
I think essentially you do, though. You do. You need to make it really, really mega simplified, as if the person's an alien. They've never interacted with like another human before, because otherwise you kind of put yourself in a position where you're the one that's responsible if they
Yeah.
don't get it.
Exactly.
Like, it's your fault for not explaining it properly.
Exactly. I used to be very guilty of giving like half sentences. Like, just put that in there.
Yeah.
Put what and where does it go, and where like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
And try not to get frustrated with
yeah,
staff as well, because like you said, it is super simple tasks that you're given, but you need to try and remember that just because something's simple for you doesn't mean it's simple for somebody that's doing it the first time.
yeah. I learned a lot of patience in that job, because you'd have someone that would get it instantly, and then you get people that would take 5 weeks to learn the same thing.
Yeah.
But everyone learns at different paces, so I think that's really
We're quite similar in the sense though that we want to be good at everything the first time we try it,
yeah.
and we want to understand things straight away, so when we don't, we get really
Get
frustrated.
so frustrated.
Yeah.
Get so frustrated. A good example of this is we were playing that game. It's the TikTok trend where you have to like guess in what the other person has in their hand, but I just didn't want to guess because I didn't want to get it wrong. And it's like, well, that's the whole point of it, is you're supposed to get it wrong, because
Yeah.
there's no way you'd ever guess it. But I'm just like, I'm not making a guess.
I know. I
'Cause I
hate
don't want to be wrong.
I hate the process of learning things.
Me too. But that's something I do actually think that I need to work on though, because you need to make mistakes to get better, but I just hate making them.
I know.
And if I make a mistake, I'm like, no, I'll never forgive myself.
That actually leads me on to mine. My next point is when I was a waitress, I made a lot of mistakes. I spilled drinks on people.
Oh no, you didn't.
The plates were like too heavy for my skinny little wrists.
Oh,
And
same, by the way.
the chef
when I
would
was
shout at
waitressing.
me.
So heavy though. The dining plates are heavier than your normal plate, and then you're expected to carry 1, 2, 3, 4. You become very hench.
Well, my experience was not a good one with that. And what I learned from it is that sometimes it's okay just to admit defeat and not sticking at something that you're not good at. Because for me, hats off to any waitresses or waiters out there. It is not a job that I can do. I just can't do it. I just can't. I'm not good at it. and I'd rather just say, do you know what? I'm not good at this job. I'm going to leave it and do something else that I'm good at.
Yeah.
Rather than punish myself and work something that like I physically feel like I can't do well at. Because what's the point in that, you know? That's something I learned from that experience. I also did like cafe work as well. And for some reason, I was in charge of making like the breakfasts and stuff. And I would just burn everything. I mean, now I can cook, but I was only, again, like 17 or something at the time. And people
burn everything.
but like, no one actually taught me how to make things properly, so I kind of just guessed it, and I thought I'd rather overcook something than undercook it and like give somebody like a really upset stomach. So I probably lost that business money.
That's terrible.
And I ended up just like, admitting defeat with those, and that is a big lesson. Sometimes if you're really not good at something, you don't need to stick in at it. It's okay.
Yeah, that's similar to one of my points. I wrote, if it doesn't make you happy, don't do it. Walk away. Sometimes you just need to like learn that it's not for you and just call it quits.
And for me, if I'm not good at something, I won't be happy doing it.
Same. Your waitressing, it's brought up a memory for me because I used to work in a dessert shop,
Oh yeah, so you did.
and my manager, like as nice as he was just the worst manager ever. He was just the absolute worst. He would just say to do things that just were just, first of all, like, why are we doing this right now? And second of all, why are you not listening? One time I was carrying a massive tray of drinks for a table of like genuinely like 20 people, but I had so many drinks and then I like misbalanced the tray. The tray falls over, topples all over this woman. One woman. She's absolutely covered.
Oh my God.
Crap. Run to my manager. I'm like, listen, I've really messed up. This woman is covered in drinks. And then he's passed me out more plates. Go, wee one. On you go. And I'm like, no, you don't understand. She's covered in drinks. And he's like, just go, wee one. Just go. He used to always call me wee one. So I went back to the table with all the stuff, and the woman sitting there covered with juice. She's like, you're not bring any napkins, or? And I'm like,
I'm just a wee one.
I go back to my manager, was like, she's really, really, really angry. Like, there's juice everywhere. She's covered. She's not happy. And he's like, on you go, wee one. And I'm like, oh no. I go back again. So she gets up at this point and she goes to speak to my manager. She's like, she's just spilled all these drinks over me. She's not brought me any napkins. She's not come to clean up the floor. Blah, blah, blah. And he was like that. I'm really disappointed in you, wee one. And I'm like, I told you. That's hilarious. And then he was like, go take this mop bucket and go help this nice lady. And I'm like, are you joking?
See, going back to that situation, right, with the glasses and when I was a waitress, when I spilled something on someone, it was the same situation. Did you also have this thing where the place had a weird rule where you couldn't put the tray on the table?
You're not allowed to.
You have to lift it off. Why? Like, can someone explain that to me? Why?
I think it's a fancy thing. Like,
Right.
it's rude to put it on the table. I know.
But then, okay, you know what?
It's better
That's the
that
way-
you fill it everywhere.
That's the way they want to run their business. Who am I to say anything otherwise?
Working in that business was so funny. It was in the middle of city centre, so just the most wild stuff would happen. One time this woman came in with like a fully lit cigarette just walking about. And everyone's looking like, huh? Oh, the memories.
Oh, yeah, I've got some bad memories from these jobs as well. Like, don't get me wrong, that first one, when I was on lobby duty, that included cleaning the toilets, and let me just say,
no.
I'll spare you the details.
I think us working in jobs like that, though, also made us realise that, I would genuinely do any job. Like, see if I get asked to do a job, I will do any job because I don't think any job is beneath me.
Yeah, honestly, like, do your worst. I've been at the bottom of the barrel. I've scraped the chewing gum off the bottom of the tables. I've wiped the periods pads off of the walls. I've wiped the shit off the walls. Like, do your worst. On you go. Try me nail order. See what you... And I did that for £4 an hour.
Oh my God.
At 16 years old.
I was working in that dessert shop for like £3.60 an hour or something. It's sickening.
Yeah.
Sickening. I don't want to think about it. That's really bad
think
memories.
Actually, like, if people ever come for job interviews, if I say that they've got like a year's stint in a fast food restaurant, I'm like, respect.
Yeah.
Like, I actually prefer seeing that over any degree, because I'm just like, well, at least I know you're a hard worker if you've managed to last in a place like that for that long, because anyone that's worked in that situation, like in hospitality, knows
I have to agree.
it's hard.
It's a hard graft. It really is.
Another job that I had, which was a car shop.
Oh yeah.
Can't say which car shop it is, obviously.
A bad one.
Yeah. A bad one. Obviously a very male-dominated industry. It's interesting working here and then working in a salon, which is all like very female-dominated compared to a very male-dominated industry, where you see, unfortunately, the reality of things like misogyny, sexism, harassment, and stuff like that. I have experienced all of that side of things as well in business, which I think is just quite tragic, actually.
It's really bad.
Yeah, I think most women go through stuff like that in jobs, even if it's not male dominated. But you know, when it is like a bit of a sausage party, it's even worse.
I think so too. Do you know what's nice is like about this job is that there's never been a time where I felt uncomfortable or worried about things that I would have worried about in other previous jobs. So I don't know, like for instance, I wouldn't wear this, what I'm wearing today, which is like a normal thing for a woman to wear, but I just would never wear this. Like any past jobs, I wouldn't actually have worn something like this.
In the summer, we can wear our shorts and t-shirts and not feel uncomfortable or like anyone's staring at us. Or
I'd love it here.
I mean, I might stare at you, but I'm your friends. I got for example, one of my managers actually used to come up to me and be like, have you just had afternoon sex with your boyfriend? And then like come and caress my hand. I was a receptionist at the time, and I'd be like, he was like an old, do you know what he looked like? Chris, put this up on the screen, please. He looked like Papa Elf from Elf.
No way.
Like, same height and everything. I wish I could say his name and out him to the world. Reported him to HR. Like, stuff like that is just horrible, and it makes you really not want to work in environments like that.
That's so sickening. Do you know when people tell me stories like that is horrible that happened to you. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
But when people tell me stories like that, it makes me so worried because you'll just be cutting about and someone like that is just there and you don't know that about them.
And it's unfortunately the lesson that is learned there is how normal that is. So yeah, just be cautious and like remember that you are a strong person and you can stick up for yourself, because I remember when stuff like that was happening to me in that job, I felt kind of powerless, especially when he was like the top manager in the place.
I know, kudos to you for reporting it, because I probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, and they didn't do anything about it for a while, and then like suddenly something happened. So I don't know if my dad maybe had words with him or something. Yeah, just a sad reality. That's a lesson learned. Sometimes things don't go the way you want them to through no fault of your own.
Yeah, and stick up for yourself.
And remember to stick up for yourself. If someone ever makes you feel uncomfortable, stick up for yourself. Yeah, make sure.
That's not on my list, but that actually reminds me, because I used to work in a petrol filling station.
Did you? I never knew that.
Yeah, it was. It's actually like literally around the corner from here. I'll tell you where it is after the podcast. But I actually loved that job. I worked there for a really long time, but I ended up. There's a whole story. We will not get into that part of it. But there was this guy that used to come in, and he was such a creep. He used to come in to buy cigarettes, and I'd be like refilling the cigarette like cabinet thing, and I'd be on the floor, and he'd be like, "On your knees again." I know. And he used to do it all the time. And bear in mind, I was barely 18. Like, I was still young, and he used to make me feel so uncomfortable, and I just like put up with it. And then one day I was just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I told my manager about it, and she just like didn't care. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you know what, I care. So next time he comes in, I'm not serving him. So I just refused service. I was like, I'm not serving you, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm not, like, you're not gonna get to speak to me that way. He was also like racist. He used to say like terrible things about people that were like also in the store. Like, he made me so uncomfortable. God. And it wasn't until I decided like I'm not giving this man service anymore that then he went into the shop and he made a complaint, and I was like, well, I'm not serving someone that's speaking to me like that. They were like, okay, fair enough, you don't need to serve him. And I'm like, there we go.
It's so empowering as a woman to be able to just realise that you have that power within you to be able to say like, no, I'm not dealing with this. I'm de-escalating this situation and I'm leaving it.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to put your foot down.
Yeah, and that's so empowering. I love that. And it's took me a long time to be that way as well. It took a lot of harassment for me to get to the point where I was like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. You know, I could count.
So sad.
Yeah. I couldn't even count on 10 fingers. It's been like hundreds of times that I've been harassed as a woman in my life. And I think it just does get to a point where you're like, enough is enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not dealing with it. It's hard because you don't ever want to get in a situation where you're like, I hate all men, because that's not the case. But definitely realising that you don't have to put up with the shy ones is empowering.
Sure. Love that. Let's turn into like a really nice...
I have another one from a clothes shop that I used to work in as well.
We're what's that saying? It's like jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah,
but we're actually unfortunately master of all.
Most of these jobs I did like a year or more stint, apart from like a few of them that I had really bad experiences in.
Same.
The clothes shop one, the biggest lesson that I learned of that is that sometimes no matter how good you are, no matter how much like hard work you put into a job, there's going to be something about you that like a manager or something doesn't like, and they're going to give you a tough time. And in that experience I had at that job, the managers just made up lies about me. Like I don't know what it was. She just didn't like me. I'm not sure.
That's so weird.
Maybe it was like my personality or something, or I don't know. She just really didn't like me, and she would make up lies about me. One of the lies was that I was talking to this guy on my shift when I should have been working. And I asked her, I was like, what's the name of this person and where was it and when? Like, can you like explain to me? And like, she said this guy's name that I'd never heard of before. And I was like, I didn't even know who that is. And that taught me a really valuable lesson that sometimes people just lie. Because you try and like rationalise everything, don't you? When things happen, you're like, okay, this could be the reason why and this could be the reason why. But sometimes the reason is people are just pathological liars. Like, people just lie. That was a really hard lesson for me to learn, that sometimes people just lie and get away with it, and there's sometimes like nothing you can do. It's very frustrating, but you do come across some people like that in your life. I've only ever came across 2 people like that in my life. Someone else and that person and that job that just lie. And it's the most bizarre thing ever, because it's not something you do, so you can't really understand how other people would do it or why other people would do it.
Yeah, I've been in this position before, But I think actually the worst thing that you can do is try and rationalize it, especially when you try and rationalize it with them and you're doing that thing where you're like, can you tell me more information about this thing that you've made up?
Yeah.
Because they'll come back and say something that's just utterly not true and you're like, what?
How can you argue against that when it's just made up?
Yeah, and it's not actually worth your time in the end.
Yeah.
It's just better to like walk away.
Pick your battles.
Like, no.
That does wind me up though, something awful, when I realise that something's been going around and it's just this person like just making up things for no reason. And you're like, where did that even come from? And just because they felt like it. That's a really sad lesson to learn in life, but you do need to just be careful of that, especially if you work in customer service. Sometimes customers lie.
I know. Keep records of things actually when you can. Keep receipts. Keep your receipts.
Yeah. Like if you're in the beauty industry, there will be an occasion where someone will just make up something completely and utterly untrue.
Yeah.
And try and get you for it.
I mean, think about that girl on TikTok. Someone came out and said that like she'd been attacked by the salon owner. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And then everyone was on her side, like, "Oh no, that's so terrible that happened to you." But then the
Because
salon
you're thinking,
owner,
why would you lie about that?
yeah, why would you? Then the salon owner came out with like CCTV footage and like messages and like actual receipts, and she was like, "So this didn't happen."
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your receipts. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, keep them close.
I've written a bunch of stuff here that's like not really in the flow of what we're doing, but do you mind if I read it anyway?
Yeah, go for it.
So I don't know which one to read first. I'll go for the middle one. Freak accidents are real. Bad things happen sometimes that you have no control over. And I won't go too much into it, but I'm going to say if anyone learns something from this, get yourself educated on the basics of health and safety. And also I wrote here as a side note, if you have a salon in the high street, you will have like some sort of responsibility to civilians on the street. So see if an accident happens outside.
Is it public liability?
I think so, yeah. Like if someone has a heart attack outside, for instance, or maybe not a heart attack because you need to have like a defib somewhere close to it. Like if someone got stabbed outside, right, you would have some kind of responsibility to help that civilian. So you would need to provide like a first aid kit if you had one, which you must have one by law. So it's important to know stuff like that because that's something that I didn't know.
And especially if you're self-employed, like who's teaching you that if you're starting a business yourself?
Exactly.
You don't think you think about basic health and safety and hygiene standards and stuff, but if you go to a course like a 1-day lash course or nail course, they're not going to teach you all that stuff.
No way. But you do have some. You're responsible for people that come into they're coming into your care essentially. So like if something was to happen to them while you're spending time with them, I'd say that they're your responsibility.
Yeah, you have a duty of care.
Unless obviously they had some sort of like illness that you had no control over.
Yeah. Like that, for an example, that I had clients that were diabetic. It's their responsibility to tell me that. So if they start having a hypo during the service, I know to drop tools, let them get on with whatever they need to do.
Yeah. It's just really important so that you feel confident in helping in those kind of situations. So you're not panicked and so that nothing bad happens. It's just something that I really try and hit hard on when I tell people about it because I'm like, something really terrible happened while I was working one day. And it's just like, if I'd known what I know now, things probably would have ended up better. But there's loads of free resources. Like I wrote down some. So I said that where you work or the area that you're based might have a business improvement district that offer like, I don't know, like they could do like free CPR training, free first aid training. But you obviously need to get in touch and find out if they're like running those things so you can get it for free and save yourself like loads of money. There's the what did I write? The Federation of Small Business you can sign up for. That's not really to do with health and safety, but it's just another like free resource that you can use in your business. So I definitely recommend that you check them out.
Yeah, it's hard because you do so much when you're self-employed. And that actually leads me on to my last point that I have, which is my last job before Nail Order. I was a lash tech full-time. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned from that is that being self-employed is actually much harder than being employed because you are in charge of everything, including bringing in your own income. There's no guarantee of income every month and you need to, like you said, make sure all of these things are in place, all the correct procedures are happening. as well as doing your admin, your work, your cleaning, blah, 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 marketing, like everything. It's so much harder. And a lot of people go into it thinking that it's going to be easier, and it's not.
Yeah, it's not. I actually wrote down one of my points. Sorry, mine's are like all over the place. I wrote, it costs money to make money. It takes time to get to grow your business.
Do you want to say it in the mic so people can hear you?
I feel like everyone would have heard anyway. I said it costs money to make money, and it takes time to grow your business.
Yeah. That is a sad reality that people don't want to face, actually. Yeah. You don't want to put money into starting a business.
I don't know why people don't understand, though, that it would be an investment, because you need to spend so much money on learning resources and then all of your equipment and your tools, and people just want to do it for free. They
want to do it on the cheap, but a cheap business model isn't going to be profitable for you in the long run. So yeah, invest in yourself, invest in your business. Also, being self-employed, I think, looking back on all that, there is a level of confidence that's required.
Yeah, there is.
And I don't know if I would have had the confidence to do it had I not had all of those past experiences with my other jobs. So I would say maybe like if you're 16 years old and you're looking to get into the world of beauty, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a hot take, but do some shitty jobs first before you start becoming self-employed and going into the whole world of...
unless you're like naturally confident.
Yeah.
You're born with like a total like...
Maybe you were one of the popular girls in school.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah, neither. Like you do need to have that background of...
Yeah.
Just being able to talk to people even.
But I don't know, do you think you could have done lashes working with clients and do it to the level you done it at as well as you did had you not had previous experience in your other job roles?
No.
Neither do I.
No, and I also don't think I would have ever booked in someone because I would have been too scared.
Yeah, because it's frightening enough as it is, even with all that work experience, booking your first client in that's not your friend or family. So I can only imagine how much worse that would have been.
Friends or family. I wanted to say that sometimes your friends and family are not always your biggest supporters in business, and that's a hard lesson. Mm-hmm. It's a hard lesson, but it's not something that you need to dwell on.
Unless they're also a small business owner, in which they will definitely support you.
Yes, I agree. I think someone else that does, like, has a small business or is an entrepreneur will understand more.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not something to dwell on though. I see a lot of like catty posts like, oh, you know, you think that's about your friends and your family, but actually they're all crap. And it's like, well, okay, maybe they're not supporting you, but you can find clients elsewhere and then they'll be jealous of like how successful you are. So just move on.
Yeah. Don't start bitching about your family on social media. God.
Just a little top tip.
Yeah.
Top tip. Don't bitch about your family.
Publicly.
You won't be getting a Christmas card. Another one I wrote is that social media can change your business for the better and overnight. So post everything. See that chips, cheese and curry sauce video? I wasn't going to post it.
Oh, the one that got like millions of views.
It went viral. Like we were on the news for it. It was absolutely mental. So,
by the way, that is a good pizza.
Controversial.
It's good. All the crazy specialist pizzas you guys do are chef's kiss.
People like that stuff. People like to see behind the scenes. People like to see things that they've not seen before. And I literally wasn't going to post that video. So that's proof that like if you have something sat in your drafts, just post it because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and then if it does crap and it's
who cares?
It's not good and no one likes it, you can just delete it, but try it.
Yeah, just try it. Just try new things. Just post everything. Like take advantage of social media to the fullest because it can literally change your business. Like we had the busiest January that we'd ever had last year because of like social media, and that's for facts. So it can change your business. Like
even looking at the videos of your family's chip shop on social media made me want to go to it, and it's miles away from me. I'm sure there's probably plenty of people that drove out from far away to come and experience the specialist food it is that you guys do.
So could you imagine if you're
shout out Larco.
Could you imagine you're a nail tech and you're posting all this stuff? People will travel. I know that for a fact. Like people do that. They travel a very long time, and you think it's silly because they have to book their appointments. But there are people out there that will do that. They will travel for the right person.
I'm more inclined to book a nail appointment that's farther away from me than I am to go to a chip shop, because there's that element of the food getting cold by the time you get home.
Exactly.
Whereas you would go out your way for a service like a beauty service that's going to last you like 3+ weeks.
Yeah, I think so as well. But yeah, just really utilize it. Don't be scared to post. I know that people are. We've talked about this many times on previous episodes, but like, just if you're confident enough to book in clients and have all your strangers coming to you, you're confident enough to put yourself out there to strangers on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Don't restrict yourself to people that are local.
Yeah,
because why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
There's no reason.
Do you have more points?
Nope. I just thought maybe our next episode, just given that wee last point that we had, could maybe potentially be about the perks and downfalls of being self-employed in the beauty industry. I don't know how you think about that.
I do like that. Because there are many perks, but...
Pros and cons.
Should you become self-employed?
Thumbnail. Yeah, I just thought this would be a good thing to talk about, because a lot of the skills you learn, whether you realise it or not, from other jobs are transferable into like self-employment roles and just other jobs in general. A lot of the things that I do at Nail Order have been transferable skills, even from, the chicken shops.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, think of me the other day when I was making that amendment to an order. No, these skills you learn for any job, they set you up for life. They're life skills at the end of the day.
Yeah, and it's good to see the comparison of how different businesses operate and taking things that work for them and adapting that into your own situation and learning from other businesses' mistakes as well. So yeah, just think it would be quite insightful for people to hear. Don't know if you guys like this one, but if you did, leave us a comment.
I'd probably like to just listen to this.
Yeah.
We're just having a gab. It's nice to hear something
just one
different.
time at Bandcamp.
But yeah, we're doing Vlogmas as well, so make sure that you check our TikTok, because we are posting all our we'll see how many days we do it for. This is technically day 2 that's going up tonight, so I want to have a call to action though in the comments. If you guys could write your worst experience ever in a job that you've had, I would love to hear it. Oh yeah, I
maybe so. And your best as well. Let's not be too negative.
Worst experience versus your best experience would be nice if you have time to write all that out.
I love hearing about other people's situations.
Yeah, me too.
And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Maybe for pros and cons of being self-employed. Maybe for something else if we get another idea.
Yes. Okay. We'll see you next week, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share with your favourite chicken shop.
And also share it with your ex-boss that sexually harassed you.
Oh, God. Okay. Cut the cameras. What was that, Gemma? Cut the cameras.
Cut the cameras.
Cut the cameras.
Bye, guys.
Bye.